Right, so this is the magenta slash pink zone. Over here there's a door that requires a golden key, which my player has at the moment. And I'll show you how to traverse that after I explain it. So once you reach here, there will be a checkpoint. So let's just try to find that real quick. Checkpoint number 4. No, never mind. Checkpoint, there's supposed to be a checkpoint over here, but I think that's in... Yeah, sorry, never mind. That's checkpoint 3. A little bit confusingly named, but it exists here. So once you reach here, you will get to the checkpoint, and then if you do fall off in the zone, which is very probable on your first try, then you will respawn around here. So essentially, you just use the grappling mechanic that you've learned how to use in the green zone, and just apply it here. So now that you have the key, you can actually access this area, and the player will hit this first. They'll have to jump a bit, and then as they're about to land, they throw the grappling hook to hit this. They'll swing here, they'll land on this platform. Now here you'll have to wait for this moving platform, right? So you'll throw the grappling hook as it comes back, like you see here, and then there's a little bit pause, it'll wait for you, and then you should be on the platform at that time. I should note that I was making the ability for the character to stay on the platform while it's moving, but there were some bugs that I couldn't figure out how to fix easily. I did try it for one of the platforms in the green zone. I just basically parented I made the player a child of this object, right? So the platform is the parent, but that didn't work. So that's why you have to actually move when you're on the platform. That's why I've made it very slow. What I did before was I added a custom collider, but when I got feedback, like a lot of players, it was invisible, so a lot of players were confused as to what to do when they got here. So instead, I just made the platform move quite slowly. You have to land near the, I'll just show you for a sec. You have to land near the top half. You have to land on the platform, but you have to immediately reposition to near the top half, because if you're at the center or slightly behind, the platform will move far enough. It just slightly outpaces the player. It'll move far enough that the player will fall off the platform. So that's why you have to be on near the front while that's happening. So it is a little bit difficult, but most people seem to get it in about 3, 4, 5 tries. So I also did like make it easier instead of having the custom collider and it be very confusing because it's moving very fast before. I did make it easier by slowing it down. So I think not a lot of people have too much difficulty with this section anyway. So I will now demonstrate to you. So I have the key. So if I go here, right, use the key, the door opens. Once I come here, I'll hit the checkpoint. So you actually can't hit this immediately. So yeah, the grappling hook is a little bit buggy on first throw sometimes. I actually did fix that mostly in the new version. Again, this is a slightly older version because I give up issues, as I said countless times before in my other videos that I've been making today. But yeah, it happens less often in the newer version. You need to actually do a little bit of a jump because it actually doesn't reach, if you can see here. If I can, yeah, even though it's a normal throw, it doesn't reach. So you'll have to do a bit of a jump. When you're near landing, then you can throw it. So I jump, and then once I'm near the ground, I can throw it. The thing comes from your shoulder, by the way, the grappling hook. So here I'll jump near the bottom. If I throw it, it should hit. There we go. Takes a little bit of practice to get on the first try, but eventually you get it. Now you have to wait for the platform, so you see it came now, and it's gonna wait a few seconds, and then it's gonna start moving slowly. So I will show you what happens if you just land on the center, right? So you jump and just do a little throw here. So if I go in the center here and I start moving while the platform is moving, you notice that my player is barely able to keep up. Now in this instance, I was able to make it, but if you're like away from the middle and didn't immediately start moving, you would actually fall down. So you would reach this section and it would then teleport you to another scene, which is the final screen. But again, this is an older version, so it doesn't do that here. I will come tomorrow morning at college and I'll try to work that out. I have the final scene, everything made. Like in the final scene, the updated one, this is actually a physical object, and the going through here does something. But as of now, for this version, it doesn't do anything. Um, but you know what it does if it were to be the full version, the updated version. If you fall here, you go back, get teleported back here. So that pretty much covers the magenta area. It just takes this section is like a little bit mechanically demanding, I suppose you could say. So it takes a few tries to get there, but there's no life system or anything, unlike my previous games that I used to make for my other projects. So there's no really penalty. It's just trial and error, trying to get past the parts, right? For when the player encounters an obstacle. So that covers the magenta slash pink area, and that should be all the areas. After you go to the finish line, that's the end of the game. It'll trigger a screen, and then it'll give you another scene, and then another scene will have the screen and everything. It'll be an end screen, win screen, you could say. Yeah, that's about it. That's all for this section.